they hate games and definitely they hate gamers. And yet, interestingly, they are working in the very industry that they wish to burn to the ground. Or was it all a plan all along that they are trying to destroy the industry from within? Hello there, how's your day? I'm Mega Killer there. So today random chat, as you guys can definitely see, is that we are going to talk about why is it that the game hating gamers, haters, working in the very industry that they are trying to destroy in the first place. I mean, like, it's kind of weird, but yes, we are going to talk about that. Is it talking about just the shipping? Just a bit, but let's keep things short just to understand. So previously in my random chat, link in the description below, that I actually did review that my view was that it was the Western propaganda or with their own rules, with their own set or whatsoever that actually get what gaming is now. Maybe it, and I just say that SBIs or the DEI or what is just only the surface issue. I was actually kind of like shocked when I was watching some video and I realized that maybe I was just only scratching the surface or I might have missed out a lot of points. So which I will point out a few videos to indicate, and I'll put all video in the link description below if you want to check them out. Mostly will be Redstone video and Hillsong video, as well as legal mindset video. So firstly, we have to understand that previously when one of the employees of Sweet Baby Inc. admit that they want to burn the game industry to the ground, it's even ironic that is it that are they hating on gamers or are they hating on game, or was it that they don't like games and they wish to destroy the gaming industry because if they can't have it, they're gonna destroy it along the line? I don't know. Because the thing is, right, why would I mean, like, they are the one, or more like I believe that some company like so-called the Sony people or the Ubisoft people, like some of them say that if you don't like the game, don't buy the game. So in that logic, if they don't like gaming industry, why are they working in a gaming industry? It's like it does not make sense. Because if anything, right, I feel like maybe one of the reasons why when I applied to almost 3,000 jobs in Japan, and some of them are to gaming industry like Square Enix or Capcom, and most of the time I never get in. I guess that I never put the word game ga kilain desu, or I hate games along the line, because if that is not part of the resume, they just say that, oh, you're not hired because you don't like games, or you like games along the line. Because I actually put I like games. Probably that's the reason why I actually never get past the interview, or get past it, some of them, the first the checking of my resume, because I just say I like game. Maybe I should actually change to I hate games at that point of time, because at this point of time it's very understanding that anyone who know very well, like in Japan, there's really like cases in like I will talk about like previous cases about how a lot of Japanese people find it weird that why is it that a lot of rules or regulation within Western or the US setting against the Japan, that if you want to release to the global audience, you must censor this, you must censor that, you cannot let this be released. And I just use the metaphors that if you like, the game is like a beach. You go to the beach, you have a swim, you go to some tent, you go to some bath or whatever you're gonna do at the beach, or have maybe having a date at the beach along the line. And at the beach you see a lot of pretty lady, a lot of handsome man, a lot of young children, a lot of old people, or maybe big size guy or big size lady along the line, who knows. But just because there is variety of people at the beach doesn't mean that everyone need to like it or anyone can't go there. Because if they don't want young children to be horny, then don't bring them to the beach. It's that simple. But yet now they say that, oh, if the game is too sexy, it must be set to R18. Like in Japan, the only way for a game to be R18 is unless it's a hentai game that involves sex. If it doesn't, it's still alright. So and it's kind of funny that in Instagram, in TikTok, on YouTube, you see a lot of pretty ladies within like wearing like very questionable clothes, and yet YouTube never banned them, or Twitch doesn't ban them, but when it comes to VTuber, or when it comes to anime, or when it comes to manga, or when it comes to games, it's a whole new different story. Like, what the hell? It's even more funnier is that those real life situations, they will say that, oh, anyone can watch it. But when anything that is not real, is anyone can watch it now. It's really kind of like showing double standard, and I don't think that the so-called evil is now spreading on in games only. I've been talking about this in anime, I've been talking about it in games, in manga, in VTuber, and I'm very pissed off already about me talking about this again and again and again. It's the same thing as when I'm talking about Niji-Sanji again and again and again. And I don't think you guys want to hear an old man yapping every single time, right? But yet, at the same time, when you have an old man yapping about this sort of thing in his video about like the Westerner that thinking that they are the absolute god. And I actually watched Andrew-san's video or Legal Mindset, where he pointed out quite a lot of interesting point that I wasn't aware of. One of the interesting thing that in my video that I actually pointed out that it was the Westerner with their damn rules. And then Andrew-san mentioned in his video that there was no rules, there was no regulation, there was like it's back to the same point that I mentioned. If you go to a beach, you're gonna see a lot of things. There can be sassy lady, it can be big size lady, it can be anyone. So obviously it's the same thing for game. If a young kid is at the beach, it's the parents' duty, it's the parents' responsibility to keep the children within check. If the parent is not doing anything of that, then they are not even fit to be a parent at this point of time. So obviously, if they are making noise about young children getting horny at looking at games character along the line, then if you bring them to outside, you bring them to the beach, you bring them to the gym, and there is sexy lady down there, and are you gonna say that they're gonna get horny from that or not getting horny from that? Yeah, there's a lot of problem if that's the case, right? So it's really weird that people always think like, oh, real life person, that's fine. Gaming, anime, no. Manga, oh, yeah, babe. And then real life people is like, oh, good. And then when it comes to VTuber as well, VTuber showing bikini, oh no, get the ban hammer immediately. Yeah, I feel like even I'll get banned if I remove my so-called upper blue jacket at this point of time. But yeah, I'm gonna change my code in the near future. But anyway, one of the things that I was back into topic, like, is it like the so-called work activities or the DEI or street being, are they trying to infiltrate into the gaming company and starting to destroy them from within? I think that is a very likely choice. That is a very likely argument if many of you are thinking that, because in one recent case, as in Red-san and Hill-san video, which we'll be talking right now, is that apparently there is a work moderator trying to destroy a company overnight. And which company was it? A game engine company by the name called Godot Engine. It's even funnier that putting everything into simple content is that the game engine actually put up a tweet that create hate. And when I say create hate, it's more so that they are the one like so-called put up the tweet first, and that initiate some hate. Obviously, they also kind of like get a lot of feedback saying that if you can put up this kind of tweet, how about you guys improve on the engine, improve on the system, solve some of the bug within the gaming engine along the line. And yet somehow, some way, somewhat, the person behind the post, or the one who is taking care of this, the community manager for the site or for the tweet, starting banning anyone who disagree with them, or even trying to hide the message that is not what they want. Even some of the people who is like supporter of the game engine, or people who actually pay for the game engine even though it's technically free, and somehow, some way, somewhere, it's like people are not even making more noise. Like, what were they thinking? And even funnier that when I was like looking at a lot of situation, like one is a backer got for them, and yet they got blocked, and it's kind of like, is the company trying to indicate that they are woke, or is it that the company trying to say that if you guys want to initiate hate or trying to say that we are not woke, we are gonna ban you outright? Turn out that the company admitted in a simple message that to me it's just basically a surface PR and it's not really apologetic at all, because they just say that, oh, we do not like people to put up hate against the company when they are the one who put up the hate first. It's like they punch people in the face and they say, oh, we are the victim along the line. It's like, what are they thinking? I feel like if I'm the one working as the PR, I would definitely say that, oh, we are very apologetic for the hate tweet that was put out by one of community manager, and that we do not accept it. Because when they actually start out that we do not like hate, yeah, how about you look carefully is that you're the one who started the hate. You don't go and say that, oh, you guys start hating us, we will not like you. It's like, dude, you're gonna get even more hate at this point of time, and people are not gonna use the engine anymore. Even if some people who is like backer, I think some of them will be like saying that, yeah, I think we should start backing up along the line. Because from what I look at it, when they actually review that the person who is so-called the manager or the community manager of the company, if anyone say that, ah man, you should not judge a book by the cover, yeah, I think this is really one of the time when we can judge a book by its cover, because it's not just because that this person have a she or they, it's not just because the person have a freaking rainbow flag, it's actually more so that the person have a lot of questionable thing within their tweet. So I'm not gonna go through every single thing. If not, that would be me yapping a lot for this random chat. But when you think about it, right, it's like, what were she thinking, or what were they thinking? Because the thing is, right, one comment I come across was that, how the hell were you able to get hired to be the community manager of a Pacific game engine company? And like I mentioned, maybe she mentioned, oh, I hate games, I hate this, or I hate that, or maybe they just need to work. I'm woke along the line, and they say, oh, you're hired, no question asked along the line. I guess like, it's like at this point also, no quality needed along the line, because it's really kind of weird that how they can easily get this kind of job, and yet when I also mentioned that the statement also look even more worse is that the game company arbitrarily also put up a statement indicating, and they even though they throw this person under the train, not under the bus but under the train to be slaughtered, and they're trying to paint this person as the scapegoat. From what I look at it is that they admitted that they get this person as a volunteer. So basically, if this person is a volunteer, it means that they didn't pay this person to do their job, as well as that they are technically don't do a proper check at all from their volunteer. It's kind of ironic, right? So probably anyone can just step into the gaming industry and destroy, and they just say, oh, I'm a volunteer. Yeah, you're hired, and they probably never check is this person do a background check on this person or understand this kind of person personality along the line. I don't think they do a proper check anymore. This from how I look at it though. Yeah, and even more so, right? It's not just only within like the so-called community, the community manager. Apparently, excuse me. Apparently, they also for another game they hire a work activities for a game VA. I not sure anymore. Like what is the criteria to work in the gaming industry? I like, it's weird though. Like anyone can just work into the gaming industry. It's like, one, we already got a consultant that is trying to destroy the destroying the game industry from in the ground. Now we got not just one, like this person is not the only first case when gaming community manager trying to having argument with gamers. Okay, there is a lot of past cases. I'm not gonna go through them. Like, it's like anyone who know very well is like that is just not the first case. There is previous cases in 2024 alone, and now we're having like this kind of thing happening. It's like, how many of them are up there at this point of time? And now we freaking got a freaking the voice actresses joining in. I mean, like, dude, just recently we already have the Genshin already. Anyone who know me very well is like we got the Genshin issue where people say that, oh, the character not black enough, and the one who made the louder noise is not just only people who is making noise on Twitter or the S posts along the line. Apparently some VA or voice actor or actresses sending email to MiHoYo or HoYoverse, whichever one you call them, saying that we want the character to be all black. Yeah, or I guess their imagination was that Nalon was Africa, not South America. And even if it's South America, they said not black enough. Yeah. I guess they never look properly at a Native American, not a freaking American African, okay? Like, no matter how you compare a Native American to a African or American African, if you want to be very specific, yeah, it's a whole new different story, right? Because if anything, right, you can definitely bring an African to America, but you can't bring an American African to Africa. Yeah, I'm actually saying it I'm gonna say that outright, because the thing is, right, if anything, I think they will be having a huge culture shock at Africa in many ways, like so-called how many of the like guys can just basically go around and hitting girls along the line, or the technology down there is really as worse as you guys might think along the line. Yeah, try not living on the internet for one freaking month and tell me how you feel. Or how about just one day and see how you feel? Like it's just basically, right, like how crazy that people always make this kind of noise and then never really think about, like, when you look at, like, for me who always look at many sides, I always try to give the other side, the world, or DIY, whatever you call themselves, that the benefit of doubt. Yeah, some of you might say I'm being kind or I'm being skeptical along the line, but often more than not, right, it's always like, if they hate games, if they hate gamers, or if they hate anything that is related to not real, like, my mind was like, why do you want to work in this industry? Like, maybe you can step away from it. It's like, the funny thing is, right, they are trying to destroy the industry from within, even though they are against it. Like, I don't understand the logic, because they are the one who come up with the logic that if you don't like the game, don't buy the game. You don't like it, you don't watch it, you don't do anything to it. Yet they are like, we're gonna do it anyway. It's really kind of like funny that if I'm going to give a metaphor, right, it's like if you go to a restaurant, you sit down, there's no service, there's no waiter, and even if there's a waiter, they're just looking at their phone, not going to try to serve you. And what's the first thing you do? You make a complaint? Sure, go ahead. But to me, I'll just walk away. I'll just say that, hey, this place is not deserving to go at all, because they are not bothered. So obviously, if that is the logic that we want to come about, obviously that will be the case. But probably those kind of people will be staying in the hotel, make a whole new hoo-ha whatsoever along the line, and write a very bad review on Google or whatever review out there that is on the internet about that restaurant, and then move on. And then somehow, somewhere, they will still keep on talking about the same restaurant every single day, to the point that they may end up working in the freaking restaurant one day along the line. But it's kind of weird though. I mean, like, no matter how we talk about them or whatsoever, yeah, imagine, like, when I talk about it long ago, they will be like, yeah, we're gonna hate this VTuber. I actually got dislike on my past video. Like, I see quite a lot, I see way more ratio on the dislike than the like back then. But nowadays, I think that me getting more like actually do at least prove that I was on the right path to give my right takes. But at the same time, it's really kind of like disheartening to see those kind of people just keep on raging. I mean, like, it's actually fine if they just move on and do other stuff. If they don't like games, don't be a game journalist, don't be a game developer, don't be a game community manager, don't work in the game industry. There is so many jobs out there that they can go for work and yet they choose to be part of the industry that they hate. Like, are they having a grudge, or was it that they have bad memory with games when they were young along the line? Like, I had no idea. Like, even when a journalist rage at gamers over Ubisoft downfall as posted by or uploaded by Hilsan, like, I had no idea who is this poor guy. It's like, just because the CEO of Ubisoft start playing the victim card, and now this journalist said that, oh, you gamers are the haters. Wow. I guess the company is really doomed to fail at this point of time, because no matter how we look at it, right, it's even weird that how would they even succeed. I mean, like, I talk about this again, I will talk about again. A game is not defined just because it's created by the game company. It's because of gamer as well. And yet, Ubisoft or any other game company that is created mostly on the Western side, most of their game is not even catered for gamers anymore. Like, even if they say that, oh, their game is meant for the global audience, their game is meant for the modern audience, and yet when you see their sales, it doesn't break even. It doesn't even break over 100 or 1,000 or not even 10,000. Yet other game company like the South Korea or China, like Black Myth Wukong in recent year, if anyone remember, or even Stellar Blade by Swift Out, by the same company which create Nikkei, one of my favorite games. These two games create characters that look so good, so realistic, so nice, that people actually just say that Black Myth Wukong, the monkey, yeah, we are all monkey. Yeah, people like it. And when they say that there is no woman in the game, I guess they never play the game, because there is woman in the game apparently. I guess those are not women in their eyes, right? Yeah, woman. I feel like I talk about this. It's like, woman that look too pretty, not woman. Woman that look very ugly, yes, that is woman in their eyes. Like, I don't know what's their standard anymore, or what's their view. Like, even I'm sure that some people will be saying, like, why is like a lot of Japanese game lately getting some hate? I mean, like, sure, some of them may get some hate because, like, if Dragon Quest recently got some censorship within their game, yeah, definitely people are realizing that it's the Western propaganda. I mean, like, back in the days, right, if anyone want to really say back in the days about the Japanese game, right, they actually have two kind of version on many games. One is meant for the Western or the China as well audience, as well as the Japanese audience. The Japanese audience always tend to be not censored. And like, literally just look at Yu-Gi-Oh card, just search out Yu-Gi-Oh card censorship. You'll be damn sure at the number of cards that is censored and not censored within the picture. It also appear in games, like if some word or some joke is not is meant for the Japanese, it's really released as a Japanese, but when you go to the America, for some way someone the localizer managed to mash it up or destroy the line and come up with their own line and make it like it doesn't even make sense anymore. Yeah, that just show how crazy a lot of game become when it got translated to the Western side. And one of the game I'm pretty sure that one of the game character that I always talk about, that the very first transgender in gaming industry was actually none other than Street Fighter character Poison. And if anyone want to search it out, go and search out Poison Street Fighter, because the reason why she has to be a transgender is because of the Western propaganda. They say that you can't have a woman get hit. Like, I don't know. I never hear of the word you can't hit woman. I mean, like, if the woman is being unreasonable and they keep hitting me, I think I would do a little bit of self-defense in a way. That's not wrong for me, right? Like, you think I'm that stupid to be hit by a lady all this time if the lady is just gonna hit me? I mean, sure, I can walk away and call the police, but if the woman start hitting me unreasonably, I think I will do a little bit of self-defense. That's not wrong for me, right? I'll definitely like seduce her, put her on the ground and wait for the police to come and catch her along the line. You know what I mean? So it's really kind of unreasonable. Like, how can America come out with this sort of thing? And turn out that it wasn't just the SBI or the DEI along the line. It's always long ago. And I'm sure that some of you might saying that, I mean, if you're gonna talk about this, they can sue you for defamation. Yeah, I don't think I'm the only one who have been sued. I don't think I'm the one that got this cease and desist from the first place. Like JT San really managed to get some sort of cease and desist letter, and amazingly that in my video I say that he can actually counter sue back with the same logic on the person who's trying to sue her, the journalist who's trying to sue him. And it didn't take long though, amazingly, that he managed to get a lawyer to help him fight back. And yeah, I actually amazed that when I saw the letter, it's like, yeah, in a way, JT Sam can definitely sue the journalist bad. So it's like if the game journalist or any journalist start hating on gamers, yeah, be very very careful, because if you guys think that you can send cease and desist letter to others, yeah, it can happen both ways. Okay, you can, like, game journalists, if you're watching this, yeah, be careful, you can get sued if you're not aware. But yeah, I'm not gonna talk about a lot of things. Like, even I know, like, even Ubisoft got like people who is dilute, but do you aware that I don't think it's just only like this sort of thing, because if previously I say that games that got a lot of hate, or they hired a Quack historian or some sort of Quack consultant along the line, yeah, I don't think the gaming industry is going to succeed mostly on the Western side. I'm sure that some of you guys will be saying that, oh, we are going to hope for the gaming industry on the Western side to fail. I think otherwise a lot. Like, I always think otherwise, because even though I say like Ubisoft game maybe becoming the most hated game company along the line, but when you look at it, like, even when they trying to delay the release game, or even when companies trying to indicate that, hey, we are getting the SBIs or the DEI out of the company, but when you look within deeper, when you do enough research, you realize that it's already way too dilute already. Like, I say that it's because even though it's the tip of the iceberg do melt. And the thing on the iceberg can dilute into the water, the ocean or river, whatever you want to call it. So I think that it's already, like, this sort of thing is already deep rooted, because if they can hire some consultant, or set some sort of stupid rule, or having questionable community manager along the line, I think that it's already considered bad. And the only way to hope is basically hope for gaming industry or gaming company to finally woke up, no pun intended, and understand what is the actual audience they are working for. Because at the end of the day, a game is not just because it's created by a game company, it is because the gamer define it as a game. So if you remove the gamers from games, it's just nothing than a product created by a game company that no one will buy. And one good example is a good game created for the audience with fun in mind, with entertainment in mind, and even is free. It's one of the games that I play a lot. That's called Holo Cure. A game that was meant to be given to not just the talents of Hololive, Holostar, but also for the audience who love Hololive, Holostar. And more so that this is created by the creator, the developer who like to create games. And it's free. I'll put this link to the game in the description below, because at the end of the day, this is how a game should be, at least in my book. But hey, I talk way too much for today's random chat, and do they know that whatever I say today is technically in the most simple way, my speculative thought, just a random chat. So if you have your own point, your own view, your own take, or your own opinion, whether you agree with me or disagree with me, write in the comment below, we can discuss it further. But if you do like this video and want to listen to more random chat, don't forget to press the like button and subscribe for more random chat, where sometimes I make talk about stuff that sometimes makes sense, doesn't make sense, or totally random at times. But the one thing that is totally not random is I hope you guys have a nice day or night. Bye.